So we return to my spiritual diary here. And Saturday was the first. I made a lotus scent offering representing the tranquility of expression. Sleep CD was on track 35 of I'm not sure what at the moment. I listened to Fahim al-Quran, the supplication, and parts 28 through 30, and the Piqt al-Quran, Surah 34 through 39. And there's 114 surahs, by the way. And 30 parts. A jizza, or is that the plural? Of Jews. On the second, lesson to Piqt al-Quran, Surah 40 through 47, I discussed the what I've done to the door with my next door neighbor. Said Subha, was it father? I watched The Kings from Babylon to Baghdad and The Smell of Paradise. And I guess that is where I'm giving the title to this one, is that I can't say that I've encountered the afterlife, but I can say that I have encountered smells that I do not have the ability to imagine. So they didn't even exist in the psychic realm. And there are things in the psychic realm that don't exist in the physical realm. And some of them are just so overwhelmingly pleasant. It's like something that's but the version of it in the spiritual realms is something that you can smell that's just so wonderful. And sometimes there's a spirit that doesn't smell nice. Rotting blood, but to a degree that that is just something that's not encounterable in literally a pile of rotting blood, or a sewer, that all sorts of smells. Some of them I don't even know where to start to explain, good or bad. But anyways, I watched Mystic Iran, The Unseen World, the Aryan Farshad video. On the third, I read Rumi and Islam, translated and noted to page 25, and Sleep CD on track 79. Oh, or track 9, maybe. So, selections and stories. Oh, okay, yeah, it is that. It's that one right there that I read. There was a Farsi English translation of all volumes of Rumi, including the it was like $70 or something that I saw a couple years ago. I guess I didn't get it because I write my own poetry now. Okay, I need to stop saying so much. On the 4th, I watched The Dervish Project. Who wrote the New Testament, but whose truth is that? Ancient Almanac and Confucius, Words of Wisdom, History's Mysteries, Crypts, Coffins, and Corpses, Supa 3 times with Father. I listened to 48 through 40 something through 49 of Piqt al-Quran. We have, what did I want? The translated and the noted by Ibrahim Gmard. I read through page 75 of that book. A Lotus Scent Offering, Virgo, and Mercury symbolism. Great selectivity, energizing. Okay, on the 5th, I watched The Real Islam, from another Sufi order, the Shadhaliya order. We have listened to the Piqthal Quran, Surah 50 through 54. Truth, Lotus Scent Offering. Watched Rumi, the Poet of the Heart. I read Rumi and Islam to Father through page 115. Subha 4 times with him. Sema. Oh, who's not? Okay. The 99 names, some variation of it. Let me see. Okay, I was reading that to Father. That's what was going on. We have on the 6th, I listened to Piqthal Quran, Surah 55 through 80, 7 to 720 something. I anointed with red correlate, which led to Nia. What did I? Okay. The Enochian key 19, author number 24. There was a lotus scent offering, punctuality, presence, Subha thrice, read Rumi in Islam, page 116 to 206. Okay, sometimes I didn't. I just read by myself. It looks like. Or were we going on a bunch of errands and we were actually able to share that much? I don't remember. So here's the journaling series are particularly ones to ask questions about. Friday the 7th, I read the Noble Quran, Surah 1, 2, 1 through 20, 2, 255, 284 through 286, and something with Father. I listened to Piqthal Quran, Surah 81 through 114, and 1 and 2, 1 through 20, 255, 286, 4 through 286. On the Saturday the 8th, Angel Breath Scent Offering. Listen to something with cherry. Not sure what the thing is. An old tape. Someone from California who knew my father, I guess. I went to the Saturday night lecture at Masjid An-Nur. I watched the 72 Names of God. We got Yehuda Berg, the Kabbalah Center. Some of it's just overblown, celebrityness and not as clear and concise as some people would want. On the 9th, we have I read and explained the Noble Quran, Surah 55 and something, Subha twice and Sema with Father. Subha meaning the glorification and Sema meaning the name. 70, Surah 67, 72, and 85 through 114. Subha twice with Father. I listened to my music folder, which the devotional music. I wasn't like, I was listening to heavy metal today and a bit of classic rock, and that's not what I was talking about. Religious. Okay, I'm not sure what that says. What is that? On the 10th, I watched The Dervish Project, and 9:39 to 10:09, I meditated on the Enochian author and 6:00 a.m., and in the PM 6:06 to 7 p.m. Enochian Vum Af Nia. And the Dervish Project, the woman shares her paintings and says some Sufi quote, Hazrat Inayat Khan, which his Zia Khan is better scholar, I would think, but So I listened to The Beginner's Guide to Dream Interpretation, A Beginner's Guide to Buddhism. I listened to Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,001 Names of God God the Preserver. On the 11th, those three as well. Oh, the previous 3 days as well. I watched the Mystic Quran, the Unseen World, and the 72 Names of God. And on the 12th, 8:48 through 9 and 2 p.m., Enochian author, same as before. I sighted the moon, and I listened to the Piqthal Quran, Surah 1 and 2. The moon started Ramadan. So in 2012, Ramadan started at sunset in September. This year, it's going to start with the new moon, with the sighting of the crescent in May. So for every 32 years solar, there's about 33 years lunar. The Taraweeh prayers are 1 through 2.74. I made a strawberry scent offering representing beauty. Strawberry is that air in Venus? That's what I'm thinking right now. Thursday, through Surah 12.6, I read an interpretation of the Quran. An interpretation, which translation says an interpretation? Well, all translations are interpretations, aren't they? The Taraweeh Salat was... It's the extended prayer of pauses, and they do 2 sets at a time, pause, and sometimes they give a lecture, sometimes they just pause for a second and break and do more. But it's a typical format for a voluntary prayer. There was a potluck. I made an offering of strawberry. I did that at home. And I listened to Piqthal Quran, Surah 1 and 2. Surah 3, maybe that makes more sense. Had a IRS 4V 4. So there was a translation, I guess, of a different Israr Ahmed? No, that's not it. On the 4th, what did I was saying? There was another meaning for strawberry. I used to grow strawberries. Maybe I should try to figure out if I can grow strawberries here too. Because once you get a good plant in, it comes back year after year. Taraweeh as-Salat. Oh, maybe I discussed with the next door neighbor about the 9th month. Because there's 4 sacred months. 1, 7, 11, 12. A month of observance, the 9th month. The small holiday, which some will say is the first 3 of the 10th. And the large holiday, which is the 10th through 13th of the 12th month. There was the extended prayers were to Surah 202. The iftar potluck, the breaking the fast. I read Quran with the Majid Fakhri through Surah 13:2. Fakhri. Okay, which one's Fakhri? Okay. That one. I don't remember the distinctiveness of that one at the time. Bound to pick it up and read it again, right? On the 15th, I discussed what I meant by omnipresence with the neighbor. I read through Quran 1343 from the same translation. Well, I mean, with the same translation, of course. The Breaking the Fast potluck, and on the 19th, I listened to IRS 5. Okay, I'm not sure. And picked Al Quran, Surah 3. Fertility and gang was my symbolism that I said on the Saturday and the Sunday for my scent offering of strawberry through 262 of Surah 2 was the extended prayers, IR Surah 6, and picked Al Quran Surah 4. And there was a potluck, the iftar potluck, Taraweeh as-Salat, through Surah 351. And this was the first time they were in their permanent location in Vancouver, Washington. So on the 17th, I watched Rumi, the Poet, the Heart. I read an interpretation of Quran, Surah 14 through 16:4, of course, with the Arabic. That's the translation I was using. A strawberry scent offering representing love. So Venus is definitely a traditional symbolism for strawberries. I listened to Islam Way Radio. Oh, Islam Way Radio, Surah 7 through 9. Okay, that's what IR stands for. Picked Al Quran, Surah 5. Taraweeh through 362. Picked Al Quran, Surah 5. Islam Way Radio, Surah 10 and 11 was what I listened to on the 18th. Taraweeh through Surah 423. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Breaking the Fast potluck. I read Al Quran through 17:5 from that Fakhri translation. I watched Sidi Sheikh Muhammad Sajar Ashathuli, The Real Islam. Strawberry scent offering representing beauty. Clairvoyance was the next day on the 19th. I listened to Islam Way Radio, Surah 12 through 15, and the Picked Al Quran, Surah 7. Broke the fast at the masjid. Taraweeh as-Salat through 499. And it's not it's a voluntary thing. It's not necessary to finish the whole thing. It's kind of nice when you have a masjid that does have that available, and particularly if they're keeping to the moderation of volume. But it's definitely a month where I see more visions and such, both in my sleep and otherwise. I watched The Dervish Project. I read New York University Press, the Quran through Surah 18:8. It's the same one as before. I like to record the information of the volumes in my journal, not having the same line every day with books I read. On the 20th, I read Al Quran through Surah 19:6. Majid Fakhri, Muhammad Zaid. I watched an Aryana Farshad film, Mystic Iran, The Unseen World. And everywhere you have the exoteric, completely mundane side of life, and then you have the spiritual side of life. And as much as I refer to holy as a metaphysical thing, there is holy in the sense of there's spiritual use going on, there's religious use going on. And this is what I intend with, well, I'm working towards that way with my whole life, I guess, but particularly rooms like this, and the things in here. Okay. There was a Breaking the Fast potluck, Taraweeh as-Salat, through Surah 4, 176. I listened to Picked Al Quran, Surah 8 and 9, I guess. Islamway Radio, Surah 16 through 17. Strawberry Scent Offering, representing divination. And by divination, I don't mean I open myself to whatever's present to tell me whatever it wants and guide me however it wants, and be as vague as you want, and I will take it as a message from some sort of divinity. No, I don't mean it that way. I mean, like, you know, you're using a spiritual process to brainstorm, come up with ideas, to, leave yourself open to connections. On the 21st, I listened to Islamway Radio, Surah 19 through 21, Picked Al-Quran, Surah 10. There was a Breaking the Fast at Masjid An-Nur. I watched Rumi, Poet of the Heart. In my Ramadan list, I share... In my Itikaf list, I guess, I share about my retreats there. I think everyone in their current building, and I'm going to try to see about the previous ones in the other building, try to make sure that they're all up here on my channel eventually. I watched Rumi, Poet of the Heart. I read an interpretation of the Quran through Surah 20, Ayat 81. And one of the uniqueness is about the Quran is you have Surah means rank. I said the wrong S, sorry. And Suwar is the plural of Surah. Rank, eminence, degree. So as you learn the Quran, as you practice the Quran, you're essentially taking on initiations. And if you live it out in your life, you're holding up to your degrees that you've obtained. And ayat means signs. So Taraweeh as-Salat was through Surah 566, and there was a strawberry scent offering representing fertility. And on the 22nd, I watched The Real Islam. There was a potluck at Masjid An-Nur. My strawberry scent offering on the 22nd represented gang to me. I like to, mark the sacred months by making scent offerings. It's a voluntary practice that I do. I do it other times too. Definitely when I have a scented candle, I try to put in some meaning to it. I discussed with Father the thing at the something at Masjid An-Nur. Oh, the real contact prayers, maybe. Something about the month. I read Al-Quran, translated Majid Fakri through Surah 21:10. I listened through Picked Al-Quran, Surah 11 and 12 on the 23rd. Islamway Radio, Surah 22 through 25. I try to, in the first 19 days of Ramadan, 1919 is my next numerology video, to hear through the Quran with the translation at least once before those days start. Taraweeh as-Salat, Surah through Surah 6, Ayat 58. There was potluck, of course. Picked Al-Quran, Surah 13 through 16 on that Sunday. Islamway Radio, Surah 26 through 27. The Iftar potluck. Okay, I watched Sidi Sheikh Mohammed said Abdul Jamal Rafi'a Ashaduli. Is that how his full name goes? The Real Islam. Part 2 of 2. Okay, I read Al-Azhar University's translation through Surah 23:10. There's a multi-volume thing. No, I'm not sure what I said through. So Tarawi as-Salat was through Surah 6, 140. And there's a strawberry scent offering representing love. It may be important to repeat things until one has learned them more. And be open to coming up with your own symbolism, but, being appropriate. And your mind will attach to what you're trying to do. On the 24th, I watched The Dervish Project, Iftar at Masjid An-Nur, breaking the fast, Taraweeh as-Salat through Surah 764, Strawberry Scent Offering representing beauty. I listened to Piqta Quran, Surah 17 through 20, Islam Way Radio, Surah 29 through 32. And on the 25th, there was the Piqta Quran, Surah 21 through 26, Islam Way Radio, Surah 33 through 35, and a Strawberry Scent Offering representing clairvoyance. And on that 25th, there was also the extended prayers through Surah 7, 170, Iftar at Masjid An-Nur, and a masjid, well, you can call this a musalla, that's a place of prayer. A masjid is a place of prostration, and it's a more permanently dedicated sort of thing is the distinction. But a musalla, it's not like I'm having this closed off. There's obviously someone who's joined me, another couple people have joined me here, whether in the building or my plan for an outdoor place. I'm not sure about getting electricity to it. If one keeps the rules of a masjid, that sort of thing, and it's not like you're avoiding, if you only go once or twice a week or even less, because, you don't have the ability to go more, really. That is, even set up yourself a small little spot to walk in, and, it's a place where you don't get dressed and you don't talk about the secular things and all sorts of stuff. Okay, what was I thinking? Watch Rumi, the Poet of the Heart, read an interpretation of the Quran through Surah 24:6. And on the 26th, I read through Surah 24:64. There was a scent offering of strawberry representing divination. I watched The Mystic Iran, The Unseen World. I just think free association with a spiritual context. I watched, there was the extended prayers through Surah 860. I listened to Islam Way Quran, Surah 36 through 41, and Piqta Quran, Surah 27 through 33. And on the 27th, I read Al-Quran, Majid Fakhri translation through Surah 26:9. I watched Midwest Sufi School, 2004, The Real Islam. I watched, there was Taraweeh as-Salat, through Surah 969, Iftar Potluck at Masjid An-Nur, fertility being a symbolism of the scent offering of strawberry again. I listened to Piqta Quran, Surah 34 through 39, Islam Way, Surah 42 and 43. And on the 28th, Piqta Quran, Surah 40 and 41, Islam Way Radio, Surah 44 through 49. Iftar at Masjid An-Nur, I watched The Dervish Project, and the extended prayers was through Surah 10, 8, 25. And I'm going to read the Quran translation, Majid Fakhri, through Surah 26, 22. And on the Saturday, it was through 28, 6. I've, the communal taking part in things can not only enhance, the merit and experience of the practices, but the effort that it takes to take part in those don't worry about doing less when things are done as a community. I mean, you don't try to do less. You know what I mean. I would hope. There was so on the Saturday the 29th, the symbolism of the strawberry scent offering was love, and there was a tahajjud. So the what was it called? The prayer after rest or sleep. Before dawn, between. So there's two terms for the qiyam al-layl, the standing at night, a salat. Is we have tarawih for the earlier type, and then you rest or sleep. Well, and then you get up before dawn and do some more. Through Surah 11:23, had some sort of discussion with. At that night I went to some brother's house for discussion. I think that was the night that his fake fruit was so good that I mistook it for real fruit and bit into it, and I was, of course, I was provided with real food at that point, but you know your cheap fake fruit is typically doesn't look, but maybe I was tired, I don't know, but some of it looks better than others. And also on the 9th, I listened to Pickthall Quran, Surah 42 through 47, Islam Way Radio, Surah 50 through 60. The extended prayers were through Surah 11:23. And on the 30th, I listened to Pickthall Quran, Surah 4 and 4, 5, 9. What? Okay, Islam Way Radio, Surah 61 through 68. I guess we'll clarify that now. Okay. 42 through 49. That makes sense. Tahajjud Salat was 17. Through 1769. I watched the Mystic Quran, the Unseen World. There was the breaking of the fast Pollock at Masjid An-Nur. Was it Masjid An-Nur? Sometimes it was. Sometimes I was invited elsewhere. Targawiyah Salat through Surah 12:6, and I guess we'll go on to another point at. We'll continue my account of Ramadan with October.